It's time for Real Estate 101 with the Carrie Brown team from Preferred Advisors.
Good Saturday morning to you. This is Carrie Brown, Associate Broker with eXp Realty and the Preferred Advisors team, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. I am here with my co-hosts for the month, Jess and Garrett Roberts. They own Capital City Duct Cleaning Service here in Topeka. Hey guys, how far out do you guys service?
About a 35-mile radius around Topeka is what I always tell everybody. So if you're in a 35-mile radius, obviously there's not going to, we'll go outside of that 35-mile radius, but you might see like an additional travel fee on there for fuel. But 35 is what we usually service.
So we just need to have a lot of work for these guys so that Garrett can get a newer truck.
Yeah.
You're tired of the red truck being stuck in front of you. You need a newer one.
That or just wave at him on your way by.
Yeah. Lots of honking.
It works good. It's just slow.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't hurt the equipment at all, that's for sure. Okay, so last week we covered a lot, but this week I'd like to talk about allergens and things like that because I know that people have questions. And because these two aren't doctors and there's a lot of research to be done, so take this answer as in to our knowledge. This is what we know.
Right.
Okay, so nobody be trying to, analyze this too much. But what do you know as far as allergens? How does it help?
We have people who have really bad allergies that call, and it's a yearly thing for them. They want air duct cleaning every single year. They know it helps. It's proven to help them. Those people probably have some sort of dust allergen. And in that case, if you have a dust allergen, I would definitely say when you call it and you ask me, is this really going to help my allergies? I'm going to say, yeah, it is. We're cleaning out the dust from your air vents. If you just bought a home and you have a pet allergy and you know that the previous owners had pets in the home, is it going to help your allergies? Yes, it probably is going to help your allergies. But again, I'm not a doctor. I can't say for sure that it's going to help. But I would say if you're, I had somebody call and they had done renovations in the past, and after they had finished their drywall previously, they ran into allergy issues, and they had just finished up some more renovations to their home, and they started running into allergy issues again. So she made the assumption that they're allergic to sheetrock dust and wanted her air ducts cleaned. Got them cleaned. Within 2 weeks, she's feeling better. So, there are things, if you're aware of what your allergies are, and you know that it's something that could potentially be in your air, give us a call. If you're not aware of what your allergies are, we unfortunately can't diagnose you based on your air ducts. So I can't say for sure that it's going to fix the problem, but I will say that out of the people that have called us, we've never had anyone call back and say that it didn't help. It's always helped.
It definitely helps with our house, I would say for sure. Now, my husband is pretty sure that he's allergic to trees, which is really funny because they laugh because they know what my husband does for a living. We own Brown's Tree Service, and he's like, I swear, some of these trees are just tearing me up. But, he's one of those guys that, you almost literally have to handcuff him, throw him in something to make him move and get him to the doctor. So we aren't verifying that is actually it, but that's his belief. But so you've got all these pollens and stuff outside and the wind that's blowing things in. So you'd be shocked at how much you actually have in your house. So again, it is really...
Sure, just like at springtime, everybody has their windows open. That's blowing stuff inside and it's going somewhere, so...
Absolutely. And then cigarette smokes. Well, having that leftover cigarette smoke, does that get cleaned out of the ducts?
Cigarette, people that smoke in their house, that's kind of hard to. I haven't done too many. There's ways around it. At some point, it's beyond cleaning. You just have to repair some stuff, and we'll tell you that if we see it and I don't feel like I can clean it. We have a fogging machine, and I'm not going to say that'll get rid of it. It's kind of a organic fog that goes in. It's almost like Febreze, but instead of covering or masking a scent, it encapsulates the scent and kills it. So it just depends on how bad it is.
I would say it definitely couldn't hurt. I know we've had people buy houses before and they think, oh, it's just cigarette smoke. We'll just go in and wash down the walls.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoking inside your house is really, really difficult. And I don't think people really realize what it does until you start removing photos. If you want to have any kind of idea of what kind of damage it's done to a house, and you've lived in a house with a smoker for a lot of years, and I'm not passing any judgment. My dad smoked in our house growing up. Go take a picture off the wall.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Garrett's, we have had a couple of houses, where the owners smoked in it, and to each their own, if that's your preference, no judgment here either. But you can definitely see the cigarette smoke residue on the inside of the duct. So when he's taking that picture, you can look at a duct and then of a non-smoker and look at a smoker's home, and you'll see the yellowish residue, and sometimes even like a brown looking residue if it's been excessive on the inside of a duct. So the fogging encapsulation, I always like to tell people a little bit more about that, because a lot of people will request it not knowing what it is. It is a solution that we fog and hold into your vents that will encapsulate certain bacterias, and it is an organic solution, but it's not something that everyone needs. So, like, if you're
definitely not a cure-all.
No, absolutely not. So, I mean, if you're going to request the fogging, usually Garrett will come in. It's an additional charge. Garrett will come in and tell you whether or not you truly need it. It's not something that we're going to try to upsell you.
So how do you determine whether or not somebody needs it?
So you have a funky smell coming from the vents. We had a gentleman call, a couple weeks back, and he had a cat that was in the house from the previous owner, and the cat decided to use a vent as a litter box, and he came and asked if we could fog that, and it almost crystallized inside the return or the runs. It's like, can't do it. You got to replace this stuff. I mean, even the cleaning and stuff like in the fogging wasn't going to get rid of that, but so like mild odors, stuff like that, we can come in and kind of clean them out with the fogging type deal.
I always tell everybody, if you have a funky smell coming from your vents, it's not out of the norm. I mean, a lot of people, especially if you're in the country, I mean, we live in Kansas, for rodents to get in attics. If you have ducts in attics, they can get in your air ducts. If it gets up there and dies, the point of the solution is to encapsulate that bacteria that the carcass would leave in the smell as well. So, anytime that you have a smell that you want gone out of your air ducts, I'm definitely going to recommend fogging.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about it, everybody's house, especially we back up to acreage, and I mean, it's nothing to see a mouse every so often. When we first moved into our house, which actually should have been when we first should have gotten our air ducts clean, we had snakes and mice playing in our house.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's cold outside. They're looking for a warm place too.
Well, the snakes are trying to find the mice. The mice are inside because it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd burn it down. No, I can't do it. No.
If anybody's listened to the show for any period of time, they've heard the story. But at one point, my toddler was sitting on the floor, and he was just saying, "Coochie, coochie, coo." What I didn't know is he was playing with a live snake. Until I started sweeping it. And I'm from the South, in case you don't know. And all the snakes that I'm used to being around, they're poisonous. And I had not really encountered them whenever I moved to Kansas. So whenever I went to sweep it up, I thought that it was my oldest son's play snake. So I went to bend down, and the little snake just raised his head up at me. And I'm a pretty calm person. I had my oldest son take the kids upstairs, and I called my husband, not calm, from outside, and said, "There's a snake in our house." He said, "Pick it up." I'm like, "Have you lost your flipping mind?"
Right.
And it was a ringneck, and he's like, "They're harmless." And I'm like, "They still bite."
Yeah. Do they still bite? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
don't want to find out.
Jinx. But yeah, so I swept it into a tub, and I went running with the tub extended out as far as I could, and the little snake was just crawling over the top. So, yeah, we had bought a bank-owned property, which, in my opinion, if you buy a bank-owned property, you're a 50-50 shot of some things probably being done to a house, because people aren't always, understanding that they didn't pay their bills, and that's the reason why they got foreclosed on.
Right.
Life happens. That's how you get in that situation. So sometimes you can be really bitter and sometimes not. I mean, we had candles burnt in the carpet, all kinds of craziness, and So anyway, if we'd had a home inspection, which we did not, never ever do that either. Learn from people like me that tell you don't do stupid stuff. We did not. I wasn't a realtor then. We didn't know any better.
Right.
And we had a serious mouse problem, like legit serious. They were playing in the floor in front of us. So I'm really surprised that Garrett didn't find a whole lot of stuff cleaning out our ducts,
Yeah.
like
Lot
snakes
of
maybe.
dirt.
Yeah.
And Zeus hair.
A Zeus hair. So what is the weirdest thing that you found in a duct?
I have found an open can of tuna before, donuts, just all sorts of food
Oh, you
related
found
stuff.
like a vintage Budweiser can.
Yeah, but Budweiser can with the pop top type style, just all over the board, really.
A tuna can. Somebody made somebody mad.
I don't know if it was a joke or just gross. I don't know.
I think it was a grandkids hiding snacks.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my.
Can you imagine how bad that smelled?
No.
Whenever
I don't
it
want-
first got put in there?
Yeah, imagine it'd be pretty bad.
Whew. Well, so if you know if somebody's made you mad, okay, I'm not advocating for that. Obviously, you guys do free estimates, and how would they go about getting you guys out there, just in case they can't make it for the second half of the show?
Sure. So there's a couple ways you can go about getting a free estimate from us. We do them virtual, like from home. So you can give us a call. Our number is 785-484-2801. You can visit us on our website at capitalcityductcleaning.com. The capital is with an O. Then click on Get a Quote. It's going to give you a form to fill out. Just a little bit of information, name, email address, so I can email you the quote. I'm going to ask for the number of vents. If you want a dryer vent cleaning, I just need to know where your exhaust is located. You're going to send that to me, and usually I try to get to you pretty quickly. Same day, you'll get a estimate from us. We're also located on social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, and you can message me on there. I mean, email, whatever you want to do, I'll get back to you. And
What's your phone number?
the phone number for the business is area code 785-484-2801.
So there's a phone number on the side of the truck. Don't call that.
That's Garrett's cell phone, and we've learned the hard way.
Yeah, I'll answer, but I'll usually direct you right back to her. So
Just skip that step.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're looking to buy or sell, be sure and give us a call at 785-213-5188. Check out our website, TopekaHomeAdvisors.com. Again, covers all of Northeast Kansas. You can also find us on social media by searching Preferred Advisors Team. We try to keep everything updated. You can also find the past radio shows there, too. So we have a YouTube channel. We'll post out when we're doing them, but it will direct you to our YouTube channel. You can find any recorded show that we've ever done there. So if you've missed something and you want to hear the end of it, just go out to Preferred Advisors Team, look for the link, and it'll take you out to any show that you want to hear. We're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors. We'll be back to talk more about duct cleaning and dryer vent cleaning.
In today's world, health is a huge concern, and Euphoria has the answer. Euphoria is the one and only company to offer personalized designer nutritional supplements based upon your DNA profile with nearly 400 million unique formulas. A DNA test unlocks the secrets to your actionable genes and their influence on your body. Euphoria's home-based DNA non-invasive saliva kit is all you need to send your sample to the lab. You'll receive a customized report addressing your DNA deficiencies with an action plan. To learn more, go to myfuture.euphoriascience.com. Make 2021 your healthiest year yet. Are you looking for a career that provides you with wealth based on your level of effort, with multiple levels of income, including passive long-term income? If you are interested in real estate or are currently a real estate agent and want to work with a company that wants you to retire with long-term passive income, call your local eXp Realty agent today. And if you don't know one, call Carrie Brown at 785-249-6309. You deserve more of what you work so hard to earn, and eXp is where you should be.
Does your dirty air ducts have you continuously dusting? Ditch the dust brush for our duct truck. Capital City Duct Cleaning is Topeka's new veteran-owned air duct and dryer vent cleaning service. Call today, 785-484-2801, or visit us online at capitalcityductcleaning.com for your free quote.
Southwest Topeka has a good neighbor. State Farm agent Jim Garrison, now at 29th and Urish. If your current insurance situation has you going around in circles, get off the roundabout and stop in and meet Jim and his wonderfully efficient staff. Let Jim Garrison give you a quote and make the Garrison comparison. He's confident that with State Farm's competitive rates, the right coverage, and his unmatched service, you'll want to make him your new insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Jim Garrison is there for you, northeast of the roundabout at 29th and Urish.
Thanks for joining us again. This is Carrie Brown, Associate Broker with eXp Realty and the Preferred Advisors team, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. If you are thinking about selling, be sure and give us a call. We do free estimates, basically walking you through what we anticipate your home selling for, what you can anticipate to net. We put everything in writing. You know exactly what your costs are. We don't hide anything. It is definitely broke down into major detail. We give you a high and a low range depending on the work that you want to do, depending on, the different steps, where you are from where you want to be finished whenever you put it on the market. So be sure and let us know if you're interested. You can give us a call at 785-213-5188 or shoot us an email at letstalk@preferredadvisorsteam.com. So I am back with my co-hosts for the month, Jess and Garrett Roberts. They own Capital City Duct Cleaning. So we didn't talk a whole lot in this show. In case you didn't hear the first show of the year, can you guys break down what the benefits are of having your ducts cleaned?
Yeah, you're going to get in the ducts cleaned. You're going to have better efficiency coming out of it. It's kind of like a dryer vent when you get it cleaned. It'll run better. It'll run cleaner. You're not contaminating this. The system's not contaminated anymore, so you're not pushing all that dirty air across your A coils, and but runs more efficient, better respiratory. I mean, for you yourself, you're going to notice a difference in breathing. A lot of people, when they turn their heat on, they might get like a heat smell. It does help with that. But air duct cleaning is really for your system and for you. So you'll see a difference in both.
I will say that when we had ours done, because these guys came out and did ours in, November?
Yeah. Right during rut. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah. He's never going to let me live that down. So I noticed less dusting in the house.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you're sucking all the air back into the return from the house. It's just basically recycled air coming out. So if it's not in your vents, it's not going to be recycled again. So definitely helps with that.
And it decreases odor, too.
Yep. Getting all that dirt and debris and anything that might be in there out is going to be cleaner air.
Yeah, I think that the most that I hear is like when a lot of people turn their furnace on for the first time in the winter, especially, they'll say that it smells like something's burning up there. It's hot, and that's usually dust getting heat put onto it from your furnace. So if you get that cleaned out, you're going to lose that odor. If you have anything in your air ducts that's making you have an odor, we do have an antimicrobial fogging solution that we can use that will help encapsulate and rid of that odor as well.
And we only use that after the system's been cleaned. So everything that's in there is taken out, and while the vacuum's hooked up, I'll hook up that fogger so the microbial stuff is getting pulled to the vacuum to the system.
Are there any ducts or furnaces that you can't clean?
So if was it 1965, they stopped using asbestos as much or completely got rid of it. I prefer not to clean systems that have asbestos tape around them, just for the fact that the whips and compressed air go in there and kind of agitate everything. And I would hate for that to get in the air. It's just not something that goes away. And I don't want you guys breathing that, and I personally don't want to be breathing that. So I wouldn't want you guys to be breathing something I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it's really a liability and also very dangerous. So we try to steer clear of anybody who knows, that has been maybe, has a disclosure or something that they had asbestos tape. For those houses, if you call me, the program that we use pulls up your home, the age of your home, your square footage, typically if it's on, Google Maps or whatever. And it will tell me what year your home was built. If it's before 1965, we'll still do your free estimate. That way you know what the cost would be. But I always send Garrett into those homes. If those customers have not had a replacement of their unit and their ductwork, we would just want to get in there and check and see if you have asbestos tape on those ducts, and make sure that it's going to be safe for you, safe for us.
So,
but it's nothing to worry about if it's untouched. I mean, it's been there for this long. As long as it's not bothered or messed with, it's not causing a problem as it is. So,
right. In our real estate world, that's the biggest thing is they just tell you to leave it alone. It's the same thing with asbestos sidings. They tell you to leave it alone. More or less, really, if it's cracked or anything like that, just they want you basically to encapsulate it with a different siding. So you're never actually taking it off. You're just
covering it up. Making sure it's not exposed.
Yeah, we refer those customers out to an environmental company in Lawrence that handles, that's what they do is handle ridding of asbestos or encapsulating it. So we definitely want to go back and clean those houses when they're ready, but just something that we want you to feel protected from.
So you had mentioned, I think it was during a break we were talking, and someone had an issue with maybe they bought a house or something, and they had cockroaches.
Yeah, it was they had pests, and I remember getting the call, and she had said that they had taken care of the issue. They occasionally see one or two, but that they had taking care of everything. And then I asked Garrett, because if I don't know, I always call him and say, hey, what do you want to do about this? And he kind of told me.
So for something like that, I'd prefer not to clean it, just for the fact that they're in there. And then if it gets into my system, like my truck, and then I go to the next house and start cleaning it, I don't want to transfer, pests or roaches or anything from one house to another. That'd be a bad day for everybody, I think. So
yeah, it's just about really protecting you. Same with asbestos. We want to protect you. Same with pests. We want to protect our customers. We really do have such a great client base. We are loving it. Everyone has been so kind to us, and we want to keep it that way. That we're here for you. We're providing a service, and we want to make sure that you get the best service that we can provide.
Absolutely. So you guys have gotten really, really busy. How far out are you booked?
Right now we're booking about 3 to 4 weeks out. However, we've been really blessed. Garrett and Caleb were both employees of BNSF, and they were in the 104 that were just laid off. So Garrett and Caleb were work partners through BNSF, and we've hired Caleb on to work for us through Capital City Duct Cleaning. He's also working on opening his own business. It's going to be Cook's Nuisance Wildlife Control, where he comes in and eliminates any nuisance animals that you may have. So super proud of our guys for turning lemons into lemonade and starting their own business. So we're hoping that by hiring Caleb, that cuts back on the wait time to get in. But so far, we haven't had anyone complain about how long it's been taking. So you can expect about 3 to 4 weeks. If I can get you in sooner, I do have a cancellation list where I start calling people if somebody happens to reschedule or cancel.
So Garrett, one of the really cool things that I noticed about this whole thing is the truck. It looks like it's got these massive vacuum bags that just raise up over the truck. What the heck is that thing doing?
So that's part of the vacuum process and getting everything out of your ductwork. Anything that comes out of your ductwork goes in those bags while it's running, and then after I shut it off, it drops in. I have a dust collection box, and a lot of people want me to show them, individual what their house look like. And it's kind of hard to do because that box will collect, 100 or so houses before I have to go empty it. So if you lose the diamond earring or something and have to go search through that dust box, it's going to be a good day. But it's pretty cool truck, pretty cool deal. I was also just got finished up with a insulation job, so I can pull out below an insulation. Batting's a little bit different because it's got paper and stuff behind it, but for just blow in and stuff like that, it'll definitely get it out.
So it was somebody just replacing?
Yeah, so it was a house that had sat vacant for about 16 years, and there'd been a lot of raccoons and stuff that got up there, and they had this smell coming from the attic, so they wanted it all taken out, and replaced with new stuff. Oh,
wow. You would never even think about something like that.
Yeah, it's it's a good time. I like going in attics. That's why I got into this business.
He is so joking.
Yeah, that's a joke. But yeah, we can do quite a few different things with it. So I'm not going to come to your yard and pick up leaves, though.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Surely that would be pretty quick, though.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Can you empty out pools with it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what other things can you do? Like new construction, things like that?
So like if you have a new construction home and he would come in and clean, we talked a little bit about that. Either was it earlier this show, I think, or
it was last week.
Oh, last week. Oh,
yeah.
Geez Louise, we're like flying by here. But definitely something when you have a new construction home, if your contractor hasn't spoken to you about air duct cleaning, definitely something that you want to have done prior to moving in and breathing in all of those contaminants.
We talked about last week that some of the new construction houses are actually worse than some of the houses I've seen that 20 years old that's been cleaned once. It a lot of sheetrock dust, a lot of cheeseburger wrappers, cigarette butts. It's that's the where stuff lands when stuff gets thrown down. So it's down in the ductwork. Yeah.
I think if you're doing a reno too, and you're talking about like when we did our reno, we did blow more insulation into our attic. You could definitely give us a call for that and see, how much it would cost so you don't have to do that dirty job. Air duct cleaning, I never really thought about it, but it's kind of a dirty job. Not one that I would personally want to do myself. And same with insulation removal. Definitely not something I'd want to do myself. So something he's capable of doing with the truck.
The insulation removal also, instead of like going straight into the dust box like we were talking about earlier, we have bags that capture all that insulation, so it's not just flying out in the front yard and making a mess, and it definitely helps clean it up and make it tidy.
So what all did you find in that job? Any raccoons?
No, it was kind of a cool attic though. I'd found banknotes from 1940 something. So yeah, it's kind of just different times and different old magazines, stuff like that, and just stuff that got hidden away over time.
That'd be a cool thing to have as an owner, though.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do they get a hold of you guys?
You can give us a call. We'd love to hear from you, 785-484-2801. You can look us up online at capitalcityductcleaning.com. That's capital with an O. There you can find information about us, about the services we provide, also quotes. We do give free quotes. You can submit a form on our website. You can find us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Capital City Ducts KS. And we're also on Instagram as well.
And he does do before and after pictures, so you'll have all kinds of interesting things to look at.
Yeah, I try to walk around halfway through, or even maybe after we get started, kind of show the progress we're making and what it looked like before and after. So.
And it is kind of gross, just letting you know firsthand. And if you're looking to buy or sell, be sure and give us a call. I know I mentioned if you were looking to sell what we do, but also if you're a first-time home buyer or buyer that just hasn't bought in a while, we actually have a really in-depth buyer process. It's a consultation, totally free. We walk you through every step of the way. You are really pretty knowledgeable whenever it comes time to buy a house. It's a lot less stressful. And just feel like you know what's going on. And that's the whole point, is to make sure that you are really knowledgeable so that you can kind of rest easy. You won't know everything, but you'll know a whole lot more than what you ever did.
I think, and I can vouch for that, Carrie has helped us buy a couple of houses and sell a house. And the portfolio that she gives you when she meets with you is so in-depth. There's tons of numbers. She goes over all those numbers with you. The highlighted areas, what to expect, where you need to start, what's going to happen during the process. And honestly, it is so comforting and heartwarming to know that she cares that much about, potential, not even clients, but potential clients coming in. So definitely give her a shout. We're so proud of her and happy to be friends with her and clients of hers as well.
And I didn't even pay him to say that. So be sure and give us a call at 785-213-5188. Check us out on all social media by searching Preferred Advisors Team. And if you want to listen to any prior shows, go to Preferred Advisors Team. It'll take you to YouTube, and you can hear any show we've ever done. Thanks for listening to Real Estate 101.
Thank you for listening to Real Estate 101 with the Carrie Brown team from Preferred Advisors.